I want to thank everybody from around the world on the call today. Mr. Sam Foster's no stranger to us. He does a phenomenal job. We're just so happy to have him back. And Fridays when he comes in with that backbone of pops, and he comes in so strong. And without further ado, let's give him a warm welcome to none other than the great Mr. Sam Foster.
Thank you guys for coming on the call. I really appreciate it, Mr. Thomas. I know you're on location. Thank you for introing me, sir. You didn't have to do that, but I want to say thank you. Thank you for your platform. Thank you, Mr. Harrison Mills, for those last minute adjustments I had you make for me. Thank everybody for being on the call. I know you guys could have been anywhere, but you chose to come on the call. I don't want to waste your time, and I want to give you this information on this last day that I have of the month of March. It has been an amazing time this month. As you guys know, we had the International here in Dallas, which was phenomenal. And also, guys, we're in a position now where we've got our marching orders from the co-founders. We got a lot of things coming down the pike, as you well know. And I want to make sure I get to this information and give it to you live and direct. With that said, if you're taking notes, well, first of all, let me back a little bit because I know Mr. Thomas is on location in that very beautiful location, I may add. I want everybody to do me a favor if you can. If you're driving, please don't do it. But if you're in a position to do it, I want us to breathe a little bit. Just breathe a little bit. If you guys can do a huge favor and breathe in, breathe out. That's right. That's right. Breathe in, breathe out. That's right, Deborah. I see you. I see you moving around. Yeah, I know you need it. I see you guys on gallery. One more time. Breathe in, sensational. Breathe out. That's right. That's right, Dave Cover. I see you. I see you. Adrian O'Neill. I see you guys. Sonia Williams. I see you. And my friend from my brother from another mother, Louisa Payon, all the way in Japan, 1 o'clock in the morning. I thank you, sir, for being my friend, for being my brother, for being my cohort and my comrade. Thank you guys for being on the call. I wanted you guys to do that exercise with me because I thought that it was very important that we relax a little bit as we get ready for this next quarter of the year. It is going fast. It is going fast. Kathleen Williams is going fast. We have to catch up. We have to catch up. With that said, my topic for today is titled 3-Day Weekend. That's right. That's right. 3-Day Weekend. And I'm titling that, ladies and gentlemen, because we have exactly 3 days before the month is out. Just in case you've been under a rock lately, you do realize that we have today, tomorrow, and Sunday. That's right. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday to do something to move your business forward. Absolutely something to move your business forward. What's that? I don't know. Whatever you have not done in the last 3 days, let's get it done. Some sort of motion. Pierce Dix, I see you all the way in Alabama. Let's do something these last 3 days, this 3-day weekend. Most people are off today for what they commonly call Good Friday. And I get it. I get it. You're off from work. You want to lay back. You want to relax. You want to chill. You want to do those things that people do when they have a 3-day weekend. But I'm here to ring the clarion call, Miss Sonia Williams. I'm here to ring the bell, as they say. I'm here to say on this 3-day weekend, Mr. Thomas, let's not relax. Kenneth Roberts, I see you. Let's not relax. Let's not let this 3-day weekend be as common as everybody else wants it to be. Why? Because you have to remember, guys, on Monday, they're going back to work. That's right. That's right. They're going back to work. And we don't want to be part of that crowd. If you're in that crowd, you want to get out of that crowd as soon as possible. Why? Because when they go left, we go right. Do not follow the herd. I know it's been said, oh, it's a good job over there, girl. They got good benefits. No, 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 we don't want that. We don't want that. Why is that? Because those individuals are soon to be extinct, just like the bald eagle. They're soon to be extinct. With that said, guys, I don't want to give up the ghost too fast. Mr. Harrison Mills, can you cue that first video for me, sir?
The only bird that dares to peck an eagle is the crow. The crow sits on the eagle's back and bites its neck. The eagle does not attempt to shake it off or fight it. It doesn't spend its time or energy on the small nuisance. Instead, it just opens its wings and begins to rise higher into the sky. The higher the flight, the harder it is for the crow to breathe and hold on, until it eventually falls off due to a lack of oxygen. Learn from the eagle and don't spend your time fighting crows. Just keep ascending. They may be along for the ride in the beginning, but they'll soon fall off. Do not allow yourself to succumb to these petty distractions. Keep your focus on the things above and keep rising.
Wow, wow, wow. If you guys heard that video, it said, don't worry about the distractions. Keep your mind on the things above. Ascend. Don't worry about the crow. Don't worry about the crow. Think like the eagle. Watch my hand, guys. Don't worry. Don't think like the crow. Think like the eagle. You have to learn to rise above. What do you mean by that, Sam? I'm getting to it. What I mean by that, guys, is we have to continue to think like the eagle. The eagle takes no thought about competition, takes no thought about who's trying to manipulate, undereducate, none of that stuff. Penetrate, does not matter. The eagle continues to soar. He continues to soar above his situation or circumstances. What do you mean when you say that, Sam? It becomes a mental thing before it becomes anything. Let me repeat that for somebody who's taking notes. Danny Payne, all the way in Alberta, Canada. I thank you, sir. I see you taking those notes. It becomes a mental thing before it becomes anything. And what I mean by that is, guys, you have to put yourself in a position where you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that we are the elite of the elite when it comes to ACN. I'm going to say that again, Dave Colbert, because somebody probably didn't hear what I said. I said we are the elite of elite when it comes to the space that we occupy. I know some people, it's hard to believe that, Buddy Lee. It's hard to believe that. I know sometimes you walk around and you don't want to talk to nobody, but we are the elite, sir, of the elite. So if you got in your mind, any doubt in your mind, sir, don't doubt it. Don't doubt it these last 3 days, this 3-day weekend. I would treat this 3-day weekend as if it was the last 3 days I had on the planet. Why is that? I would have a hurried mentality. That's right, a hurried mentality, Kenneth Roberts. I would not sit and waste any more of these 72 hours. I don't know where you guys are going this weekend. I don't know what you plan on doing, but I plan on shaking hands, kissing babies, acting like I'm a politician around this place. I'm going from airport to bus station. I'm going all around my area. That's right. I got plans scheduled. I got stuff scheduled all the way up until Sunday night. Why am I saying this? Because I don't want to lose any time on these last 3 days. My schedule is jam-packed like peanut butter and jelly, like ham and burger, like French and fries. If you get my drift, guys, let's pack it in these last 3 days, because you never know what can happen if you mash the gas. Let me give you a reason why I'm saying this, guys, because this past month has been phenomenal. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. What I realized, guys, and I realized this a couple of days ago, if you can sit with me and get inside my mind for a minute. I ran into a situation a couple of days ago when I finally realized, without the shadow of a doubt, that I was locked in my ACN seat for the long haul. That's right. That's right. That's right. Joshua Casey, I see you, my friend. Thank you for being on the call, sir. I realized I was locked in for this ACN journey full throttle. But where is Sam going with this? As you guys know, many times I do contractual work, and I ran across a supervisor on the site, and I won't say what the name of the company is, but it's a pretty big company. And it had been said previously on this call months ago, middle part of last year, that the company was doing some layoffs. And that was absolutely true, guys. They were doing layoffs. But it's gotten to the point to where they did about 22,000 people laid off in upper management within the last, let's say, 9 months or so. Now it's getting down to the wire, guys, where they're actually laying off their supervisors. Now I'm going somewhere with these guys because I know a lot of people work and they work from home and this, that, and the other. And you think, oh, I got this job and I've been there for years. Nah, I hate to say it. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, Dave Kolb. I hate to say it, but somebody's got to bring this mail to the front door, because if we don't say it, somebody will miss this opportunity to spread this word to somebody, get them on the team, get them as a customer, influence them in some sort of ACN way. Why? Because somebody needs to know what we have in our hands can not only be shared, but could be elevated to get somebody else in this opportunity, and we all collectively do what we're supposed to be doing. And what's that, Sam? That's spreading this ACN opportunity, guys. I can see if we didn't have the services that everybody has to have, this would be a different conversation, Joshua Casey. But if we got the services that you already have to do across the country, well, I don't know why we not talking to somebody, Mr. Bryan. I don't know why we're sitting around here not doing what we're supposed to do, the bakery. I don't understand why, Edith, we're not putting ourselves in a position where everywhere we go, we don't have to be intimidated by anything. What do you mean? Why would we be intimidated by something that everybody's already doing? I found out, guys, one of the things that we have a problem with is opening up our mouths and being consistent about the things that we know we can change lives on. We talk about everything. We talk about the football game. We talk about the basketball game. We talk about all these celebrities and this, that, and the other. It doesn't make us a dang. But when it comes to our ACN opportunity, yes, we can be scarce. We can be scarce. We can be MIA, guys. We can be missing in action. But Darrell Welch, I'm here to tell you, that day is no more. Mr. Harrison Mills, that day is no more. It stops today. That conversation you was not going to have, you're supposed to have today in this 3-day weekend. Whenever you bump into somebody, if you're at the grocery store, if you're pumping gas, if you're sitting around anybody that has a pulse, you ought to be saying something about your ACN opportunity. Yeah. 3 days, it don't matter. Yeah, it does matter. They raised Jesus from the dead in 3 days. I know you can raise your business. Think about it, guys. Think about it. If he got raised in 3 days, come on, guys. We can do something in this last 3 days to penetrate our opportunity. What if in the next 3 days you pique interest of 10 people? What if you pique interest of 3 people? Let's lowball it for a second. What if you get somebody to have a curious mentality about this opportunity? Now, I'm going to shock you when I say this, guys. You can do it. Well, how you know I can do it, Sam? Because you're on the call and somebody peeped you. Oh, okay. Well, let me get out of that, buddy. Let me get out of that, buddy. That went over somebody's head. Piers Dix, that went over somebody's head. If you're on this call, somebody peeped you. You're no different from them, and they're no different from you. Think about that for half a second now, because I know somebody saying, well, I can't do what they do. Well, who is they? Because the last time I checked, we all breathe in and we all breathe out. We all got two legs to walk out this door and make a difference in our ACN business. Mr. Thomas is no different from us. If he can get up every day as a senior vice president and do the same thing he's been doing for the last 30 years, I'm sure we can do it too. I'm sure we can do it too. But let me digress for a second. Let me get back to the conversation. Let me get back to the conversation. I see you, Piers Dix. I know you're not scared. I know you looked at the man in the mirror, and I see you on your way to forge ahead. I see you in the car, so I already know you're not scared. But for those of you on the call who think you were scared, we're going to rattle your chest a little bit. We're going to rattle your chest a little bit. We're going to shake you a little bit for you to think about this. And I thought about this for the last 2 days, guys. I said, should I say something to them about this situation with this guy? I said, nah, it may be a little rough. Harrison Miller said, nah, I don't want to come on the call and make it look like I'm being too aggressive. Nah, let me hold back. Let me give him something nice and sweet. Let me sing Kumbaya to him. Let me do the Coke song back in the 80s when they had the Eskimo out there with the ice, and let me do the koala bears and all. Let me do that. Let me not just come live and direct it. Then I thought about it. I said, look at all the people, guys, that we have yet to affect with something that's so effective like an ACN. Now, I want you to put this around your mind, guys. I want you to put this around your mind for half a second if you're paying a little bit of attention to me. First of all, go back and look at the other 4 messages that's coming around the corner to mirror this message, because everything collectively, I put it together this month as gumbo. What do you mean, Sam? You can stir it up, you can reheat it, and you can eat it again. Matter of fact, it tastes better now than it would have in the beginning. Why? Because now it has simmered. It has simmered, guys, and now it's ready to be eaten. What I mean by that? Guys, when this guy told me that this company was getting ready to do more layoffs, now I'm on site. I'm talking to this guy. Me and him were having a casual conversation. And he came up to me and he was looking pretty sad. Now, this is one of the head guys at the facility, the on-site facility. And he had told me a day ago about his uncle passing. So I thought it was another family member because he came to me looking like he did the day before. And I said, oh man, you okay? I said, everybody else okay in the family? He said, no, it's not that, Sam. I said, well, what is it? Sonia Williams, he looked like he had lost another family member. And he said, we're getting ready to do another round of layoffs here at the company. Sonia Williams, when he told me that, Louisa Payon all the way in Japan, because the company's all the way over there too. I won't drop a name. Because somebody may sue me. But the company's over there in Japan. It's worldwide, guys. He said they're getting ready to do another round of layoffs. Somebody need to hear this. Another round of layoffs. And he said they're going after the supervisors. Watch this, guys. One by one. Guys, you could have knocked me over with a feather, because it hit me all at one time. What the co-founders have been talking about, what the senior vice presidents have been talking about, and all of these of this company, do not get caught trading time for dollars. Why? Because they got a strategy to either get rid of you or have you on the hook as if the job is the best thing going. And I know that's not true, Agent O'Neill, because I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. Excellent strategy. Guys, now they playing checkers and not chess. Do you realize if they laid people off one by one, they could tighten up the ship across the globe in a company as big as the company? Why? Because as an employee, if they laying off one by one, guys, they don't know who gonna get laid off. So that tightens up everybody across the board. When you don't know who getting the axe, you very careful how you walk around the plantation, I mean the job. You very careful. It's like you walking on eggshells, everybody tight. Think about it. If they ask you to do something, you're gonna do triple. Why? Because in your mind, you don't know who getting the axe, I mean who getting the layoff. Now it's a strategy, guys, that these people have always put in place. Because now if you've already chopped off 22,000 people and you say one by one, well, that's a good way of keeping everybody tight. That means you're going to do double or triple the work with no complications. But where you going with this, Sam? Well, wait a minute, guys. Do you realize now you at the beck and call of a job? Instead of you talking to people about ACN, allowing them to realize that you're already doing the service, whether you get fired, laid off, furloughed, it doesn't matter. You already have to do this. And if you were smart, you would tell them, let's get ahead of the game. Why are you waiting on somebody to let you go when you can create your own opportunity through something like this? Wait a minute, Kenneth Roberts. You mean to tell me you won't let these people know? Well, first of all, you know you got to do these services anyway because you're already doing them. Do you at least want to give yourself an opportunity to see if you can make some money off of this? Because you can. What do you mean? You know, 5 services, your first 30 days is $200. You do realize after those first 30 days, your money turns into residual-based income. You do realize whether you get fired or laid off, everybody has to do the service. Everybody has to do the service. Everybody's already doing the service. Who do you know I need to know, sir? Who do you know I need to know, ma'am? Do you recognize, guys, that this opportunity is interchangeable with anybody that you talk to? They have to do the services they're already doing them. So now with that mind state, Kenneth Roberts, what's the problem with going to talk to anybody? They got your stuff already. These jobs are laying people off by the thousands. And they know what they're doing. Even if they didn't have to do it, they're going to do it anyway. Now it's an opportunity for them to get a lot out of some person without having to pay everybody. It's shock treatment, guys. It's no different than having a slave mentality. A slave mentality. I'm sorry. Yeah. I know we should have been talking about something different, but we have to talk about this in the last 72 hours of the 3-day weekend. We have to stop people's mentality from having a slave mentality. And the reason why I'm saying that, guys, is because somebody out there needs to understand the inner workings of ACN. They need to first understand that they're already doing our services. If somebody can just tell the average person that, don't worry about the reaction of the other person. Sometimes, guys, we don't even say anything to anybody to pique their interest. We have to let them know that you're already doing the stuff, first of all. Second of all, let's let them know without the shadow of a doubt, you have the opportunity to make financial gain off of this because it pays itself your first 30 days. And it's not partial to anybody. It says 5 services in your first 30 days is $200 return on your investment. Well, guys, I don't know about you, but let's do the numbers for half a second. If you can get $200 back on a $324 investment your first 30 days, what can happen if you do 8 services? I think if I'm not mistaken, Agent O'Neal, that's another $200. You mean to tell me you don't have to go back to 5? In your first 30 days, you can do 3 more after the first 5 and still get $200? Somebody needs to get that. You can still get the same $200 and you don't have to do 5, you only do 3. And after that 3, you only have to do 3 more instead of 5. It's a 3-thing cycle, and you still getting $200. You're still getting $200. So you don't have to do 5 services, then another 5, then another 5. You do 5 services, then 3, then 3, then 3, then 3, and you're getting 200, 200, 200, 200. Now, if you let them know that that job can't do that, and don't worry about their reaction, Harrison Mills, you just need to let them know the facts. Their job can't do that. Their job won't do that, right? Because a job can't pay you out that fast, right? And now on top of that, you let them know that this becomes a tax write-off, and now you're your own boss instead of get boss, you are the boss. Oh, Danny Payne all the way up there in Alberta, Canada. It's a whole nother world now. This is a whole nother world if you let these people know that. Well, what if they do? What if they don't? Doesn't matter. You expose them to the opportunity. And guys, when you expose them to the opportunity, you don't have to worry about what comes behind that, because what you develop is, you develop 3 things. 3 things you developing. Sensational, you developing 3 things when you do this, right? You develop a sense of freedom for yourself. You develop self-respect for yourself. And you develop endless potential for yourself to push to other people. I'm going to repeat what I just said. You develop freedom, self-respect, and endless potential. Guys, you can't ask for nothing no better than that. But we got to get active now. We got to get active these last 72 hours. This 3-day weekend, we got to get active. When we go to the barbecue, before we put a rib in our mouth, Agent O'Neal, before we put a rib in our mouth, we got to talk about ACN. Before we sit there, we got to put it down for a second. We got to talk about ACN. And you'd be surprised what develops out of a simple conversation. Mr. Mills, if you can indulge us for a second and play that last video.
Charlie Chaplin lived 88 years. He left us 4 statements. 1, the most lost day in life is the day we don't laugh. 2, I love walking in the rain because no one can see my tears. 3, nothing is forever in this world, not even our problems. 4, 6 best doctors in the world are the sun, rest, exercise, diet, self-respect, and friends. Stick to them at all stages of your life and enjoy a healthy life. If you see the moon, you will see the beauty of God. If you see the sun, you will see the power of God. If you see a mirror, you will see God's best creation. So believe it, we are all tourists. God is our travel agent who has already identified our routes, bookings, and destinations. Trust him and enjoy life. Life is just a journey. Therefore, live today. Tomorrow may not be. If you were able to watch until here, let me know by commenting a fire emoji, as it shows you are a person who always wants to be better every day.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, that has been my time. Thank you guys for a wonderful month, and I'll see you guys in the streets. Let's go.